from Brookfield High School in Brookfield, Connecticut. My name is Stephen St. George, and I am the director of our jazz ensemble, Marcato for Life. We are going to present 3 tunes for you today. The first is called Grooved Pavement, which will feature Brooke Sanford on alto sax, Ryan Ferreira on bari sax, and Giovanni Avalone on drum set. We're going to follow that up with a Latin tune called Love Wins, which will feature Christian Mangini on trumpet and Brooke Sanford on alto sax. And we will close up with a swing tune called All In for the Blues, which will feature Linda Connolly on tenor sax, Christian Mangini on trumpet, and Owen LaFaso on drums. And we hope you enjoy. 1, 3, 1, 2, 3.
Good evening, Brookfield High School, Marcato Band, Marcato 4. My name is Wilbur Whitman. I'm the chief judge for the National Jazz Festival, and you're in the L-3 live category, so I've been listening to all the bands, and I'd like to give you a congratulations to your performance. It's great to have you back playing again. It's great to see you all. You have a jazzy program there. One suggestion I have, after listening to your performance a few times, is when you have songs that are in the style of historic jazz songs, like swing, Latin, you find those kind of similar tunes by famous big bands, make them part of your daily listening. And I think that'll really help in your interpretation of the songs you're playing. Because the titles of your songs aren't really, you can look them up and say, okay, well, Duke Ellington played this one, or Count Basie played that one. They're not like cover tunes. Yours are more modern arrangements of the historic style, like that. So sometimes they have demo recordings out there that are okay, but to get that historic sound of those bands in your playing, I would say, make listening to not only the big bands an assignment each week, a big band, the Count Basie band this week. The kids come in, they talk about what they liked about, listening to what song they found on YouTube. You could assign them either the same song, April in Paris, or you could have them do, come in and tell me what song you liked, like that. Just so they get that repertoire of bands in their head and that there are different styles. And then start listening to similar songs that are like yours for groove and time on that. Because a lot of times the charts that are written, sometimes they have good drum parts and keyboard comping parts, and sometimes they don't. Sometimes they just have the chords and things. So we want to refer to the masters and look for those. So make listening. And then listening to artists. Each player should be able to have, if I were doing a clinic with you, you should have 5 names that you could easily name to me who your favorite lead altos are, or alto saxophones are. Trumpet players, same thing. Jazz trumpet, lead trumpet, bass bone. They should all have their role models. If we were a sports team and I played shortstop, I might want to model my fielding after a certain shortstop. I might want to, if I come to bat, I want to hit like this person does. So we have our role models with that. And same thing in music, not only in jazz, but all forms of music. So, and you have the great opportunity with YouTube. So bands and artists are great for listening, too. Treat intonation with the same rigor you're treating rhythm. I'm going over, I have your sheet here. And a lot of bands, they want to get the notes right, they get the rhythm right, and then they try to get the style right, and intonation becomes the last option that they work on with that. And I know with COVID, it's hard to get everything back because of strict and limited rehearsal opportunities. So as you come back more and more, and the kids, when you're playing at home, check your pitches. Check them when they start a crescendo, the soft part and the loud part. Check leaps between notes to make sure. Check the high note of a phrase. Check the last chord. Check the approach chord. Things like that. A lot of times when they have articulations on there, we interpret them in different ways as players. Yeah, I might be tongue slur, doing it like it says in the paper, but I might be accenting one note more or inflecting another one like the lead alto might do, or the lead trumpet. We want to make sure in your rehearsals that you go down, if you have a unison line especially, you go down the row, start with, let's say, the lead alto, and then alto 2 plays it after the lead alto. And we say to the students, does it sound the same? Is it sound exactly the same? Did alto 1 play one note louder than the other, even though they slurred it, the articulation correctly? So we're mimicking that articulation with the inflection of all the others, and then that really tightens up the band. And that goes down the row for trombones, or for woodwinds and winds too. Same thing. On your recording, if we're going to, hopefully we'll be live, and I'll be talking to you after your performance in Philadelphia. But if we do go virtual, or if we decide to keep a virtual category and go live in person, I would like more bass in your recording, so you might want to consider that when you're doing your recording. It's hard for us to hear the bass. Bass player might have been great, but if we can't hear it, we can only get what we get on there. So there's a lot of technology out there that can help with that. When we're talking about dynamics, I'd like you to experiment with getting more dynamic range of the band. Listen to the bassy band when it roars, when it's a roaring band, it's loud. It can be from the very loudest, almost marching band loud, drum corps loud, to pianissimo, right? So we want to be able to control that, expand yours. I sensed yours was just up to what I would call a forte. So we can let it get to where it's on the edge of being raspy, but then back it off a little and keep working toward getting those big impacts and transients in your playing and recordings. And then also in a competition festival situation, we look for, okay, well, they showed us the smallest dynamic, and then they showed us the fullest dynamic. Where's the medium? Where's the mezzo forte? Where's the mezzo piano? We try to see if there's all those different shadings too. So keep them in mind as you're working your pieces. Say, hey, let's play this part, even though it's marked forte. Let's play this part differently and see if we can get a medium forte, and then play this next section forte. Like try to add those kind of things in. Play the competition thing when you're doing that, and do that as you can. And if not, remember, these are suggestions for you guys. Either, keep what you like, throw out what you don't. We're just experienced guys that are trying to give you ideas of what to do in your practice habits, right? You want to lighten up on swing. When you're in the swing, it was a little heavy. The drums were heavy, and the other things, the tunes were heavy. The first tune, though, I put in there a link for your first tune, and it sounded like Sidewinder to me. Now, if you don't know what Sidewinder is, that's exactly what I said in the beginning of the tune. It's a very famous Lee Morgan jazz tune that has a style like your first song. The groove, the time, when you listen to it, you'll hear it. It's really mimicking Sidewinder. So take a listen to that, and you can study and learn so much by how Lee plays that melody. It's not the same melody, but your inflection of your playing into it, and the groove and comping of the rhythm section, so that it's not so all the way redundantly playing what's on that paper right there. You can incorporate more in there for that. I hope this has helped you, and it's been my pleasure. I have my website on there. It's wworchestras.com, and I'm Wilbur, Wilbur, at WWOrchestras. I would be glad to send you materials. I have a lot of things PDF from college, when I taught at the colleges, and my Skype students and stuff. Since you're part of the NJF family, we would be glad, and I would send you things that would help you. Best wishes, and thanks again. Hope to see you live in 2023.